Breathe in. Welcome to What the Fuchs with Jess Fuchs. Now breathe out. And scream. Because here's what's pissed Jess off this week. All right. You've got to stay here with me. We're going to talk for about an hour. Nope. Not a jump scare from me looking incredible, though I don't actually know how this looks sitting down. I'm about to go for dinner with some friends, and I thought I look good for the first time in what feels like forever. So we're recording a podcast. Also, two things are different about this episode. One, I look incredible. Two, there's a dog next to me. Milo, say hi. Okay. If you can't see, there's a dog next to me. It's who I'm house sitting for because her owner has gone away. I don't know how this looks. Now, for those of you who can't see me, what are you doing? For those of you who can see me, thank you. But for those of you who cannot see me, I'll do you the pleasure, the treasure, the treat of describing. Okay, I'm wearing this outfit. Please don't go down on yourself next to me. This dog, I cannot tell you, every night like clockwork, she jumps on the shared bed we have, goes down on herself. And I'm like, I know that I'm your carer and you're comfortable with me, which I really take as such a compliment because we've only been together a while and you want your dog to be happy and comfortable when you're away, obviously. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want you, and it's loud. I feel sick, like even bringing it up in the group. Okay, so I look incredible. I am trying to get more into winged eyeliner, but I don't have the eyes for it. But I'm just trying to smolder. Always have my eyes kind of half shut, and then I can get away with the winged eye. Welcome back. Hello. This might be a short one because I've got places to be, but we had to get it done, and I have things that I want to get off my shoulder. My chest. I'm also my makeup look today, for those of you who aren't watching, criminal. I shouldn't reward you for not watching, but I cannot help myself because I myself run heavily on an award system. So I'm going to describe my look top to tail for those of you who aren't watching. Slicked back bun, filthy hair. That I'll deal with tonight. But also I feel like a slicked back hair with like a winged eyeliner is so cunty, you know? So I'm rocking that. Slicked back hair. A bit of a bronzy eye with a wing, with a black sharp wing. As Taylor Swift says, draw the cat eye sharp enough to kill a guy. If I got that right, I can't even text on my phone because my floral tits are so big that I can't like reach. Draw the cat eye sharp enough to kill a man. Oh, not a guy. Sometimes, you know what? Do you ever not sing the lyrics to a song correctly? Find out what the real lyrics are and you're like, mine were better. That's what I'll say about that. And enough about that. Winged eyeliner. Now, I'm trying to get into lining my lips. I have no top lip, and I don't think that is something that I've put on this week's list, but I did want to discuss it with the group at some point because I don't know if I've got the time today to really dig into the depression I have around having no top lip. Bottom lip, fine, comfortable with it. What are you going to do? Top lip is gone. And it's like, would you rather have more of a even lip? Also, if you can hear grunting, I swear to God, it's the dog. It's not me. So I just want to say, if you hear any strange sounds throughout the podcast, like please just don't attribute it to me. There is a dog next to me. I took her for a long walk. It feels like she's got like a lot of extra skin. Imagine the owner gets back and it's like, wow, she's lost so much weight. And it's like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I can't even do it for myself. Chances are she'll gain weight at the end of this 2 months together. But anyway, I'll have to deep dive into the no lip situation another time because it is something that I think about 6 times a day. So I did a bit of a lip liner situation with just a sexy gloss. And then I'm wearing a turtleneck, short sleeve, sheer leotard, which you don't even want to know how far. This is not like an undie shaped leotard. It's a G-string. It's a piece of floss holding the front and the back of this thing together. No bra. I'm going to decide on the bra, but bra situation is probably unnecessary given. Then I have a custom Etsy If you want to know where it's from, just reach out. It's an Etsy store called like Sexy something, I don't know. And they have like a handful of designs, all ridiculous, all over the top. And so it's got two big shiny flowers with a peplum shaped, peplum is just like cinches at the waist and then kind of goes out, singlet styled top. And I've never felt better. And then I'm just wearing ugly pants because I'm going to wear a skirt out to dinner, but obviously I can't have you looking at my hoo-ha the whole time. And then I don't have shoes on or socks, so I'm not crossing my legs today because I'm not selling feet pics for free. I'm not giving them away for free because one day the trajectory I'm hoping for, so famous and successful, maybe something sets me back and then I have to sell feet pics and then have an epic second wind where it's just like world tours and just people being like, holy shit, you know? And at that point, I don't care if you know that I've got a bunion on my left foot. Maybe it'll be operated on and removed anyway. Let's just jump right in. I don't even remember if I introduced myself. Hello, Jess. I don't know what number podcast this is. I'm assuming this isn't the first one you're listening to, but maybe it is. And if it is, sorry about the introduction. But if it isn't, thank you for coming back. So I'm going to jump right in because behind me, well, not behind, but in front of me rather, every single surface of this room is filthy. Not filthy dirty, but like I need to fold my clothes. I need to wash those clothes. I need to sell those clothes. Then I need to put these away. Then I need to like give these back to a friend. I've just got shit everywhere. And I feel like when I've looked at my room, in addition to all the clothes and the stuff that needs to like be returned, packed away, folded, blah, 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 blah. I was thinking about all of the trinkets and the things in my room, and I feel like 95% of what is in our homes and our houses and our rooms is stuff that we just don't have the stomach to throw away yet. Like things that I just kind of shuffle from like that table to that desk, from that desk to that drawer to the storage box above, and then this room and then that room. And it's like everything is just kind of, at some point I'll hit the threshold of like, this needs to go out. And obviously you can choose to live like a minimalist lifestyle, but I'm going to say, and I'm throwing out percentages today, like it's my damn job, like I'm a scientist, okay, but I'm not. I'm going to say 70% of people engage in clutter lifestyle, and maybe the 30% are minimalist Kim Kardashian white walls that kind of like bend randomly and feel like you're in like a mixture of a NASA space station kind of living pod with a Swedish or some of those countries where they have like great healthcare and rehabilitation for prisoners. You know, very few people are living in that sweet spot. I'll tell you, I'm not. Now, I've always liked seals, the animal. Got a tattoo on my arm, got presents all over my house from when I was like 14 to last year that have seals everywhere. Are all these seals necessary to own? Absolutely not. Do I keep them? Yes. However, what I'm finding is the pipeline from me to my niece is incredibly helpful for kind of shifting some of that trash out of my house and into someone else's, my sister's. Because I've given this child maybe 3 to 6 different seals, and I'm talking like animal toys, pens with a seal on the end. I mean, the paraphernalia. I used to know a person who was obsessed with cats, got rid of her very quick. Who wants a friend who likes cats? But she would always get cat stuff, a cat tray, like a plate with a cat on it, cat toys, all this shit. And she was not a clutter girl. So that's hard too when you don't have a personality, but you like cats and then people just give you stuff that's all about the cats. She loves cats, God. She didn't have one, interestingly. And that tells you everything about her personality. Milo, you're being pretty good. Milo loves me. This dog loves me. Oh my God. Okay, this dog that I'm house sitting for, she watches me shower and I'll shut the door and unless it's like, you know the sound when you hear the latch actually like dislodge and hit that bracket, like the puzzle pieces fit in. If you don't lock the door, this bitch walks in on me whilst I'm showering, sits there, watches, which doesn't make you feel good because she gives you that look like, I've never seen one like yours, right? And then I leave the shower to go get dressed. And again, unless I shut the door, which who shuts the door? You need to let the space air out. She goes into the shower and drinks the water like it's fucking Saltburn. Like she's lapping up the water that came off my body. And I'm like, surely you're going to die. Is there no like soap in there or something? Loves it sick. Does it every single day. I literally have to like fight her off. I'm like, get out. Yuck. And she loves it. God. tell you what, let's hope I don't get my period while I'm with her, because it'll be like that other scene in Saltburn, which was the biggest jump scare. Everyone was talking about the bathtub. No one spoke about the period scene, and that feels sexist. Why was no one talking about the period scene? I almost vomited at that compared to the bathtub. I was like, whatever, you're just drinking some semen water or whatever. Who cares? Who hasn't done that? We've all done more for less. That's not true. All right, so the next note we're going to get into that I'd like to discuss is a friend of mine. I saw her this week, and she has worked before for a couple companies, one of which does this thing where they will take out a spinning wheel, like a Wheel of Fortune style wheel, I think. And she said that people will line up, because I was complaining about how people line up for things. Like, whether it's like that cronut situation everyone was gagged for, now everyone's obsessed with, like, I don't even know what. Who knows what's on TikTok? But people go and, I went to a ceramic art fair recently. So just ceramics. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a fair that's got ceramics. Straightforward, no. And there was all these people were lining up for like one specific kind of cup. And then I saw the cup and I was like, whatever. And I was complaining to my friend, see, she's going down. I know you can't hear it, but she's literally licking her puss right now. I don't want you to get me banned from YouTube. Excuse me, Milo. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to have to blur that out. I hope to God you can't hear these sounds. Milo, please, just lie down. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. Good girl. All right. Sorry about that. So we went to this ceramic art fair. There was all of these people in line. And then I was later that day, I was saying to my friend, I was like, God, people will line up for anything and they don't even like think about it or care. Like, you could get people literally not knowing what they're lining up for and they will just stand in line. And she was like, I know. I work for this company where we do these giveaway prizes. And sometimes we will take a spinning wheel and just put it on the street somewhere. And it's not even like impressive prizes. And people don't even know what they're lining up for. They'll just stand in line. And then she's like, people will come and just stand there for ages because it takes so long. And then you get to the front, you spin a wheel and like you might win like a CD, you know, or like, and I was like, what's the best thing they can win? And I think she said like a $30 JB Hi-Fi voucher, which is not bad. Like, that's great. But if I've waited for like 3 hours in line, you best believe that JB Hi-Fi voucher comes with like a BJ. You know what I mean? I'm like, that is criminal. I just don't have the patience for it. Even restaurants, places, I love food. I would line up for, no, I wouldn't line up for food. That's my point, is like, I don't know why people love to line up. There must be some sort of human psychology as to why people froth for a line. Should we Google it? I think it must be like a human compliance thing, if that's even the right word. What's it called when you just like compliance? Why do people line up so much? Is that so stupid? Why do people stand in boarding lines and wait instead of sitting and waiting? Is Cora response. Oh, that's a really great question. I wish I asked that question. I wish I thought of that. Why do people stand in boarding lines and wait instead of just waiting? I agree. And you know what? The only time I'll stand in a boarding line for a long time is if I'm trying to sneak past them without having to weigh my baggage. And you all know how I feel about that. Okay, here are some things that AI, which I don't know if how we feel about AI on this podcast, but this is some stuff when I questioned why people are just lining up for no reason. Fear of missing out, classic. I guess they really should do some research on that. I'm sure it has been done and I'm just not up on the schedules, on the conformity. That's the word. Did I say that? Roll back the tape. I don't even know if I said conformity, but that's the word I think I was thinking of. The people may join a line to fit in with social norms and being part of a group. Scarcity. People may want things that are rare or difficult to obtain. Cronut. Purpose. Standing in line can give people a sense of purpose and something to focus on, which can help alleviate anxiety. Hey, now that I would never have considered. The next time I'm anxious, just going and standing behind someone in a shop. Just make your own line, your conga line. That's beautiful. Excitement. People may line up early for flights because they're excited to get on the plane and start their trip. I'll tell you what, getting on that plane is not the start of the trip. I know technically, I guess you could argue it is because it's the way you get to the place. I can't think of anything worse. Other reasons. Here are some miscellaneous. People may line up early for Broadway shows for a variety of reasons, okay, including to meet other fans. Oh, that's sweet. Get pictures or merchandise, or because they are avid fans of the production. You know what I've really realized recently, and I know this is not new. I'm sure you've all thought of this, but hey, we're going to dig into it. Now, I would never have thought the answer, a Broadway show to meet to meet friends. I would never have considered that because I can't say I've ever met someone in a line, but I guess I'm also not in lines frequently. All right. Now, I know I have discussed the fact that I lost a bunch of points for my driver's license in a previous episode. So if you don't know about that, no, just go back and listen because we're not rehashing that. But I just want to acknowledge that I am about to talk yet again about something related to the car. I took this week, this voice note. I honestly don't remember. I feel like I've blacked out half of my life for some reason this week. It's been a long one. And sometimes when I get really anxious, depressed, busy, tired, what happens is I tend to just not be able to find, like, my word searching gets really bad. Like, I can't think of the words that I want to say. But then also on top of that is I just forget. I forget everything. I just go full dementia. And I just go full, like, blackout brain. So I feel like that has happened this week. So this happened, maybe it was a week ago. That's probably why as well. Yeah. So we're just going to play this and then we'll see. But this is about parking because I couldn't find parking and it was really pissing me off. But I'll dissect it. This is just a what's it called? A primary source of my week.
I'm driving around looking for a parking spot so that I can go to the gym. Now, here's the thing. Tell me why I am pissed off at myself. I'm mad driving around because I'm like, oh, this is too far. This spot's too far. I'm finding a parking spot to go to the gym to exercise. Like, what the hell? What the hell? And also, why are there no parking spots? I get that everyone has a car now. Oh, I've just found one. And sometimes it's actually accepting the things that we can't control. You know, and I hate to say it, I don't believe in fate at all, but I am fucking pissed off at myself. I think that's what it is. I'm more mad at myself for the fact that I'm angry that I have to walk a couple of meters to get to the gym. I'm going to the gym already. I'm pissed at myself is what this is. I was mad at the parking spot thing, but then, you know, when I look deeper and I try to attach to my feelings, which is what my therapist is trying to encourage me to do more instead of just exist in rational world. Because the rational brain is like, you can't find a parking spot. The anger is, I can't find a parking spot. I have to walk so far to get to the gym. But then the smart part of me is going, you're going to the gym to stand on a treadmill and walk. Wouldn't you rather walk 10 minutes in nature? No. Because now that I've seen Nicola Coughlin, blah, 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 on Bridgerton, 37 years old playing an 18-year-old, I'm going, I can't play anyone less than 32, and I'm 30. You know, sun damage is a real thing. How the hell does she look so good? Anyway, I'm now in my parking spot. I think I'm just angry. Maybe that's what this is, just general anger. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was recorded just before my birthday, and now you know that the sausage is made because I said I was 30. I record these a couple weeks out because I'm a busy woman. So I don't know when this is coming out, but that was the last voice note of my 30s. And to know that it was an angry one is kind of on brand. So you can't be mad at that. But there's so much in that. And that was a minute 30 and that felt like 45 to me. So I don't know how you guys do 40 minutes of me because I'm exhausted by me already. Probably because I'm also always in my own brain. What I want to talk about is there are many elements of this this voice note. Jesus, it felt like one. But what I'll talk about are a couple of things. I've been thinking a lot about the gym recently in terms of how we do, like Jess earlier in the week, Jess said, to me, it is so bizarre that we have created environments in which we perform human bodily functions. Like, I kind of understand gyms. I know everyone makes fun of the gym where they're like pushing the tire and like playing with ropes and doing all the like kind of really hectic alpha adjacent toxic kind of activities. I actually think those exercises make way more sense than the ones that like I do at Anytime Fitness. That's the weird truth of it all. Because really, having to lift like a big tire is kind of like caveman times lifting a big log or having a move, swim, it makes more sense to pass a lake. I don't really know history. But then I go to the gym and everyone's doing these like things with the thing around their ankle and they're like pushing out. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are we all doing? How have we gotten so far from just like normal behavior that we have to now like emulate body behavior in a confined space? It is so weird. So it is strange to me that I also, like, I get viscerally angry because I drive to the gym sometimes, especially the last couple weeks because I'm living further away. So I'll drive to the gym and I'm like adamant to get a parking spot right outside, only to go and walk on a treadmill. Also, I feel way happier when I'm in the real world walking in nature, yet I never want to do that. I took this dog for a walk today in nature and I was like, this is actually stunning. Won't do that again for 2 weeks. That's not true. Now that I've got her, I do take her for a walk twice a day. Who would have thought having a dog is so annoying? Even though I love them in a lot of ways, it's like they are a lot of work. God bless the people who choose to have them. I hate cats, but I get why people have cats because it's like they're lazy and like you don't really have to do much with them. Now, the other element of that voice note I want to say is also I actually am notoriously quite a lucky parker within my community. People do know that I get parking spots pretty easily. I don't know what that's about. I don't think I do it when I'm on my own. When I'm on my own, it's pretty unfortunate. But for some reason, God gives me a gift when I'm with people every single time. I think he's trying to impress them because they're like, her life's not going great. Otherwise, let's make it seem like things are going well for her when there's company, when we're in mixed company. And for that, I appreciate God. It's like when you're in a relationship and friends come over or people come over and you have to pretend you're not in a fight. That's me and God with a parking spot. And God bless him. Hey, you heard that one, big dog. And then the reference to the Bridgerton stuff. I mean, to be honest with you, I just keep watching the same stuff. And I know we all do it, but I wish I could just be released from this. Last night I was laying in bed like, okay, what do I watch? And then I thought, should I just rewatch Gilmore Girls? I can't, please. There is just an abundance of TV and film out there, and yet so little of it seems to touch the sides. I recently watched The English Teacher, or I think it's just English Teacher. Ugh, so funny. Only Murders in the Building, great. Like, there are so many things, but there are a certain kind of movie or TV show that I just can't get behind. Like, never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones. And I'm like, oh, do I just do it? Because in theory, it'll be good. Like, in theory, everyone's obsessed with it. I'll probably enjoy it. And that's what, fucking 10 seasons of like 50-minute episodes. That's gotta do something. But then this petulant little stubborn child comes through and is like, don't do it. Don't do it. Because then, just like everyone else obsessed with that show, I'm like, oh, fine. Also, there's certain shows like Downton Abbey, Game of Thrones, even though I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, but it's 45 seasons long. So at some point you switch into the world of like, I've never really seen it. If you've only watched the first few seasons of a show that has like, I'm going to say more than 10 seasons, you've never seen the show because it morphs and changes, even though it probably stays the same as well. But there are certain shows that just like, to someone who's never watched them, like Game of Thrones to me just is like, rah! Like that's what it sounds like to me. And I'm sure that's wrong. Sorry to scare you, girl. I'm sure that's wrong. Or like Downton Abbey to me just sounds like, like the whole show, it's like, just sounds like, like it's a bit like British and annoying. And I'm like, Grey's Anatomy, I guess, is like, like that's what it sounds like. Like pick me, and I'm sure it gets a bit less whiny and stuff, but at the same time, I just can't imagine. What's going on with you? Yeah, that's nice. Good girl. So I need to find a new show, and I just really want a rom-com. I just love rom-coms. They're just so easy and fun and nice. And then I'm like, okay, the whole thing is like, if you don't see it, make it yourself. And I'm like, girl, I'm trying. So I think every time I want to watch something, the problem is, I was going to say, every time I want to watch something, I should just sit and write it. But the thing is with that, I'm so tired. I just want to switch my brain off. And then you get the recommendations. Oh my God, have you tried watching like Love Island UK? I'm like, I don't want to watch guys that bullied me in school and like girls that are like, no, like not to stereotype. I'm sure the people that go on that show are lovely. I'm sure there's such nice people. I don't want to watch them. Also, it ruins it for me that they don't actually want to find love, that they're just trying to build their social media platform, because I'm not going to follow them anyway. So what's the point? I'm not really in that world. And then I tried to get into Drag Race. Now the bone I'll pick with Drag Race is I tried to get into it, right, as a good ally to the community. So I start episode 1, season 1, and I tell someone, and I just couldn't get through it. And I tell someone who's a huge fan, and they go, don't start with that. What you're going to do is look at me, listen. You're going to start with season 7, episode 49. Then you're going to go back and watch seasons 3, 4, and 9. Then you'll go and do season 1 if you really want to. But then you're going to jump over to UK. Then you'll watch this. I'm like, if I have to do a maze to get into a show, I am too tired. And I really want to be a supporter of the community. So I'll get high with my friend Nick and he'll play me his favorite performances and give me like the lowdown. And to me, that is the best way to consume either a reality or a game show type show, is with a super fan who just kind of gives you the goss, and then you get to watch like the highlight reel. I don't mind doing that with sport either. Sometimes I'll get invited into the inner circle of a man's friendship group where they're watching like rugby or more commonly it's the fighting one, UFC or something. And then they give me a little bit of the drama and I can ask some questions and such. But I don't really have an interest in engaging in like, that sort of thing without the history and the drama and also some of the I have some technical questions that I'm not going to sit and Google on my own. So if anyone has some suggestions as to what to watch, I am dying. I need something. It's just been dire. This is kind of a small one, but it has been a mighty learning for me in the last few weeks. Now, I've been getting really into voice to text. I think it's because I've almost lost my driver's license, as some of you may know. So I bought myself one of the phone holder things that sits on the dashboard. Dashboard's surely American. Maybe it's Australian. Who knows? But it sits there and you just press one little button, stunning, and it records your voice. Now, I've been getting so into it. The problem I'm having is the code switching between doing voice to text where you have to do like period and semicolon and open bracket, close bracket, end of sentence, like you use the question mark. I've started doing that now in real voice notes, and I pride myself on sending an incredible voice note. I mean, really, my ability to send a 20-minute voice note has been a clear pipeline and almost practice games. That was the junior, and now we're in the real, the A-League, or whatever the American reference to sport is. Now we're really cooking with gas when it comes to like podcasts, because the voice notes were child's play. But since I've been getting really into voice noting, since I've been getting really into the sending like voice to text, I can't stop using the vernacular in normal voice notes, and it's ruining my style. I used to have a great style with voice notes. I would often lose concentration. I would often start a new topic. I would often just waffle, brush my teeth, shower, do a number of things that made a voice note absolutely boring as anything for people, although some of them have really, really enjoyed it. And so there's no real point other to say I think it's just an exhaustion. I can't believe I have to now go out. Isn't that criminal? Isn't it terrible that our days start at night? I feel like I know everyone's got a 9 to 5 and such, but I kind of wish that life was switched where it's like you do your social plans in the morning and then work starts at like 12. I mean, people really shouldn't be working for more than a few hours a day. That kind of aligns with the gym notion. It's like a friend and I were talking about this last night, 2 nights ago at dinner. She's a real conspiracy theorist in the most delightful way. Like, I love it. But she was saying that the whole thing with the work week is like, essentially they're trying to make you work more because then you consume more. Because when you do have a little bit of time off and a little bit of money, like literally just pay rent, and now you're like, what do I do with my money? Because I've only got 1-2 days off. You consume more because you like, oh, maybe this is going to be dopamine hit and make me happy. And listen, I'm sure there's science behind that. Or maybe she just thinks that. But I think she said there was some reference to something. God knows. I'll ask her and I'll put it in the show notes, as some of the history podcasts say. I'll listen to a history podcast and it's like, in the show notes, I'll put the link. And I'm like, I'm not putting shit for you bitches in the links in the show notes. I mean, you can go look at my show notes. I always put my Instagram there, but I'm assuming most of you follow me on Instagram. If you don't, fuck, get on it. But anyway, I actually believe that, what she's saying. I do think, because when you're exhausted, it's like, I feel more immune. Immune? Not immune. I'm not immune. When I'm more tired, I'm not immune to bullshit. Like, you can get more over on me. That's for sure. Anyway, but I've just been texting. And what's been a really nice learning curve too is realizing with the voice to text, you'll be like, hi, let's say, hi Tali, comma, how are you? Exclamation mark, question mark. And then let's say I'm like, hey, maybe I'll come over later this week. If I don't delete the period, even if I haven't stated period, full stop, it puts one there. So now all of these years, my dad has been using voice to text. He is a savant when it comes to that. He loves that shit. He'll be sending messages like, hi Jess, period, which he has to say that one, so that's fine. Or he'll reply and say K, okay. And it comes through as K, period. And I'm like, why are you mad at me? My room's clean. I'm also 30, now 31, but previously to my lesson learned. Because the whole point is now as I've transitioned to using voice to text, I realize he hasn't been mad at me for the last 20 years. He's just been using voice to text. And that's going to really strengthen our relationship for me to not think he's always mad at me when he sends one word and it's got a period at the end, because in my generation you don't put a period on the end. That is incredibly rude and formal. How dare you? So in saying, God giveth voice to text, but God taketh away, which is my ability to send a great emotionally charged voice note without randomly saying the word question mark or period in the voice note. And also God giveth, in that I learned the lesson. My dad is using voice to text and therefore not very good with, he always throws a period at the end of a K. And I'm like, God, you can't, that is 2 hate crimes in a row. A single letter K and a period. In my community, in my circle of friends, that is as good as sending out the first bullet. Rude. So I'm going to finish up because I've got to go. But the last thing I want to say is that we'll have a little audience submission, and this one's simple. This one is great. When people, and then the rest is capitals, fake shit for attention. Love that. And then it just says, grow the fuck up, cunt. Simple, effective, we get what you're saying. I think the thing, for some reason, when I think about faking shit for attention, I just immediately think of the fact that people in soccer, like footballers, like pretend to fall over all the time, which, tell me that's not kind of so cute. I love any sport where men pretend to be injured because it's like you're an actor. It's like, yeah, you roll around on that floor. You grab that kneecap and rock back and forth and wait for someone to run onto the field and like have a look at it, and then you can keep playing. That is so cute. That is so cute. I love that. I think that is the most delicate and just sweet thing a man could ever do. Like, don't hold the door open for me. Fall on the ground, writhe around and hold your ankle like you've just snapped it. But then as soon as you get the attention you need, stand up and just keep walking like nothing happened. Incredible. Get those guys into a major motion picture because that shit is iconic. You can't tell me otherwise. And then it's like you see all the women's sport. I don't know if faking it is common in women's sport. Now, this is an incredible question. Do women athletes fake injury like the men do? Oh my God. Strap your titties down. Okay, various studies have been conducted, but the overall response is no. Women athletes are less likely to fake injuries than men. A 2010 study by Dr. Daryl Rosenbaum, so you know it's done by a man, found that women are half as likely to fake injuries as men. It's because they have to fake orgasm in the bed, so they don't have time to do it on every platform. The study analyzed 47 international women's soccer games and found that while there were fewer injury incidents, that's in quotes, per match, the percentage of injuries that were definite, in quotes, was twice as high for women. Some say that men may play act as a form of gamesmanship, such as staging themselves, protesting, or using interruptions tactically. Fascinating. Oh my God. we are such hunter-gatherers because men probably like faked injuries so the buffalo would get close to them and then they just shoot it in the head or something. Tactical advantage. It's unclear if injury simulation is used to gain a tactical advantage, but only the players themselves know the answer to that question. And hey, that's a no. Oh, okay. However, women are more likely to suffer sports injuries than men. For example, female collegiate athletes. Do you ever read and then are like, I'm so good at reading? Like, I can't believe I didn't stumble over the word collegiate. That's incredible. For example, female collegiate athletes are 3 to 6 times more likely to tear an ACL than male collegiate athletes. This is due to an anatomical difference between men and women, such as Q angle. Women are more likely to have a wider hip to knee angle, which increases forces on the knee. Now tell me you didn't just learn stuff for free on this podcast. God, you're lucky. The headline here is that women are less likely than men to fake soccer injuries. And fucking take that to the bank, bitch. That's incredible. So I agree with this person's complaint, which is it's shit when people fake stuff. It's annoying. But at the same time, it's kind of camp. It's kind of cute. It's kind of chic. Like, honestly, whatever. As you might know, I love to lie. To me, that is the equivalent of faking shit for attention. I love to walk into a space, pretend I'm shy. I think it's hilarious. I think that's so funny. And I know I've discussed this before. But anyway, I don't really have much more to discuss in regards to this person's point. I think it's really simple and I think it's really powerful that they get mad when people fake shit for attention. But I don't have much to say because I think in some ways I'm actually pro faking shit for attention. Not all the time, but I think within measure. I think within sports, hilarious, especially when it's the little boys. Little boys rolling around, grabbing the little knee. Go off, king. Go off, king, and earn twice as quadrupled, 10 times as much as the girls. Get it, girl. I love it. That is so fucking fun. That is so fun and it is so cunty and that is so just like the drama. Do you know what I mean? Like they're literally doing it for the drama. And I know that there's so much more to discuss in this way and maybe I'm going to kind of bank this for another topic. But like I kind of just find sports so homoerotic in the most delightful way. Like sports are just like gay. Do you know what I mean? It's like beautiful. It's like these men rubbing up against each other. They share, like there's a whole sociology topic around. Okay, here we go. To say that straight men are heterosexual is only to say that they engage in sex, fucking exclusively with the other sex, i.e. women. All or almost all of that which pertains to love, most straight men reserve exclusively for other men. Yes, this is the thing that I read recently, right? It's fascinating. Okay. So all or almost all of that which pertains to love, most straight men reserve exclusively for other men. The people whom they admire, respect, adore, revere, honor, whom they imitate, idolize, and form profound attachments to, who they are willing to teach and from whom they are willing to learn, and whose respect, admiration, recognition, honor, reverence, and love they desire. Those are overwhelmingly other men. In their relationships with women, what passes for respect is kindness, generosity, or paternalism. What passes for honor is removal to the pedestal. Okay. From women, they want devotion, service, and sex. Heterosexual male culture is homoerotic. It is man-loving. Okay, that's by Marilyn Fry, which I think is quite, and it's from The Politics of Reality, Essays in Feminist Theory. I gotta buy this book because I've been reading so much about this recently. Just this idea of like heterosexual, like the difference in gender, because I'm writing a show for next year, the difference in how like the genders treat their own gender and then the other gender. We're talking man to man, woman to woman, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously all the other genders in between. But it is so fucking fascinating to me, the kind of the homoeroticism and homo, like, what was the phrasing she used? The homoerotic nature of male like culture is utterly fascinating, and sport to me is like at the center of that. I want to do a deep dive on this because I am researching it at the moment, just purely to like strengthen some of the material that I'm writing for next year. My show I'll do it in Sydney and Melbourne, but anyway, fucking fascinating, and I'm loving researching it because I love that shit. I just feel I'm obsessed with hunter-gatherer culture, and I am obsessed with like gender dynamics. I just think it is so cool and so fucked and so interesting. Anyway, I've got to go. This has been hopefully funny, but I feel like for some reason I'd hate to throw this word around, but informative or like educational. I don't think that's right, but I don't know, something about it. I feel like we learned a couple things. We probably only really learned something at the very end, and that's about it. But anyway, thanks for listening. Milo, I'm going to take you home, and then I'm going to go for dinner with some friends, and Mummy's going to let loose because Mummy's been looking after you. She's 11. She's literally 77 years old, and I treat her like a little girl, and she's like, Mom, leave me alone. See, she's literally walking off the couch now because I told her what we're going to do. Mummy's going to take you home. Mummy's going to take you home. She sleeps in the same bed as me, as I said, and she eats herself out. But then she also will kind of like post, I hate to use the word orgasm for an animal, but then she'll like try to curl up on me and like put her head on me and stuff. And like, because I am touch starved, her putting her head just on my leg, like on my calf, is really sweet and like cute. But I don't know, something doesn't feel right about it. All right, send this to people, watch it, send me a message if you liked it, send me a message if you got something you want to complain about. See you soon, love ya, bye.